Okay, y'all, howdy. Tom and Zort here for a Rogue review. I just watched, well, last night after getting back from Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which I'll put a link for there. I watched at like 2:30 in the morning because I had two Munsters. I don't know why I had two Munsters. They're the zero sugar ones though. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I watched the new Roadhouse on Amazon Prime.
Before we start, do you have insurance?
And the reason why I'm doing the review out here is because, well, it takes place in the Keys, Case on the water. He has his little boathouse that he gets. He's on the dock. And I kind of thought it made sense. So I'm going to do the review out here. First of all, I had a lot of fun with this movie.
What? Your coverage good? Like, you have dental? Oh, haha.
It was not the Roadhouse jail we all remember, but it was different enough to where I just loved Jake Gyllenhaal's character of Dalton, Elwood Dalton.
Is there a hospital nearby? Is it like too far?
About like 25 minutes, I'd say.
He's very different. He's a little bit more like aloof, or like his character made me think of like almost like a Batman.
I just slapped you. Are you all right?
But like a Bruce Wayne without as much guilt behind him. It was fun. The fight scenes looked interesting. There was some wonky CG. Let's be honest, there was some very wonky CGI. But I like the setup. I like the supporting cast around him. You don't get much time with them, but they kind of fill their own identity. The one thing I was missing, which I loved from the first Roadhouse, was like the myth around him was a little different in Roadhouse. And this one, he's more like, this was wild man, MMA fighter, and he killed his friend in the ring. And you kind of get flashbacks of the guilt behind that over the movie. And I get it, but I kind of like the little bit of the Patrick Swayze zen of the original Roadhouse. So that was kind of missing, that like concept of the character. My gimbal is rotating on its own. No, don't do that. Let me re-rotate my hand. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, random. Okay, like I said, less editing. But I liked the location. It's Glass Key, it's down in the Keys. It's not a sunny day here, it's gonna rain. I'm gonna get this done kind of quickly. I think it's Conor McGregor, right? The guy is in here as a foil. He comes in, he is like in a different movie. I don't know where this guy comes from and what planet, but he just comes, like he's in Italy and he walks out pantsless after having an affair with some married woman. And it's sort of like, this is the same movie where you're getting this kind of like little bit more grounded Dalton, and you're bringing in this larger than life character of, oh, I can't remember his name. Knox. I think his name's Knox. I'll write it somewhere if it isn't. But like, I don't get it. I just don't. I don't get the like concept of that. Like, I get the other guy had a henchman, he was there the whole time, but this guy's flying over an instant, so this guy has so much money to bring people in to like set up his new hotel scheme. And like, I get it, the rich mogul guy, the bad guy, I get that trope. It's fine, it works, I understand, but it's sort of like, all right, I get it. Can we have a different type of setup? It's a similar setup. And like, you have Frankie, who is, you know, instead of being the old white guy running the country bar, you have Frankie, who's inherited the bar from her uncle. And you have this like whole kind of subplot of how hard it was for Frankie's uncle to run a bar in the Keys in the 60s, throwing that in there as a different foil. And you don't really get much time with her, And it sort of seems like you set up more history than there was there, and you put like jangling keys about a different story going on. Then you also have that with Ellie, who is the doctor, just like in the first one. You get a little doctor action. And I like the doctor, and I like that concept of there being something for Dalton to get connected to. And I love the Charlie in the bookstore with her father, like the concept. So they split. Here's the thing where it's like different. They split the Ellie character being related to the hardware store to being a bookstore instead of a hardware store. He doesn't have a car. I wish he had the car or a bike or something. Like he comes in a bus, a Greyhound bus like Reacher. Come on, man. Dalton's supposed to have a cool car, a nice ride, and we're not getting that. And look, I understand. Sometimes you can't have the things the way you want. But I would have liked to see a nice, cool car. I have to mow. It's been raining a lot. Don't judge my grass. Don't judge my grass. We're not going to look at my grass anymore. We're gonna turn around so you can't see my grass. But the movie was fun. The fight scenes were cool. Like I said, wonky CGI. There was definitely some wonky CGI, which I don't know why. It doesn't seem like this movie needed that. The camera angles were weird, and there were some parts where I thought there were like CGI body doubles for some of the fight scenes. It's hard to tell. But for something that was baked in with Amazon Prime, I actually really enjoyed it. And I'll say this. I enjoyed it more than Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which I just saw that same day. And I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. I am a really, really big Ghostbusters fan. I went to Universal Studios Florida back when they had it, when I was a kid, and I got myself to be an honorary Ghostbuster. You know, I was an honorary Ghostbuster. They gave me the card. The guy came up with the proton pack outside the Ghostbuster show that used to exist in Universal. I got a picture with Ernie Hudson from a North Carolina SuperCon. I would have gotten Bill Murray. I used to live near him in Westchester, blah, blah, blah. But my point is, I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan. Huge! I had all the toys. I loved Extreme Ghostbusters. And I had more fun and found less issues with an Amazon Prime Roadhouse version. Tell me that. Tell me how that makes sense. Please, please, I'm asking you, please. Tell me how that makes sense. How do I have less issues with Roadhouse? Which, look, I like the Patrick Swayze one, but it's not the same type of thing as Ghostbusters. How did I have less issues with Roadhouse? Someone, please tell me. Like, I'm there. So, what would I rate this? Since it was built into Amazon Prime, no commercials besides like the first two they show you, which cool. I'm not paying for the ad-free version of Amazon Prime. I'm not. I won't. I'm telling you, I won't. But I will say this: a rating out of Zorts. How many Zorts? Zorts, how many are we thinking? You just laughed. All right, simple. I'm giving this like 8.5, 9 out of 10 Zorts. It's a simple story. It's a Western. It's straightforward. It has good side characters that don't get convoluted. The villain could have been better, and like it could have been a little bit more connected instead of just some rich dude. And the cliche of the cop being in on the drug deal and it being the father of Ellie, making him a little bit less like savory, and trying to take out Dalton himself. Come on, that was a little bit too cliche, little too CW, little too Hallmark. But like I said, 8.5, almost 9 out of 10 Zorts. I had a great time with this movie. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna watch it again today. And I also want you to comment below. Tell me what you thought about it. Maybe smash that like button. Tell me if you like these reviews. Also, would you like more reviews out here at my beautiful, beautiful dock? Beautiful dock. Sitting on the dock of the bay. All right. Stay foolish, everyone. My gimbal's fighting me. I've recorded too long. The microphone's on it. And I'm going to say, stay foolish. This is a Rogue review. Tom and Zort. Later, y'all. Bye.